Good morning. It's February 14th, 2023. It is Valentine's Day, and it is 9:33 a.m., and we just had the CPI news that came out. This is Joe from Ask Joe About Money. We had the news that came out this morning. We've been mapping this out as it developed here. So what happened this morning, this is a pre-market. So I am on a 24-hour chart right now because we had major news. When news comes out, we drew in the low and the high at the time. This was the range. This was our sell zone. This was our buy zone. And we were talking about this, that the market was selling off. So we did think that the market would resolve to the downside. Unfortunately, we were right here at support, and we also were looking at longer term support from yesterday. It was right there. So unfortunately, what I said at the time here is that I'm not going to get short because I don't want to deal with the market volatility, and there was a lot of volatility. The market opened so far 32 down to 41.14, and so that's and the bar is just about to close right now. So I'm going to look for areas to get short today. Obviously, we have a short bias because of what we're seeing here. So let's go ahead and mark off our 24-hour low was there, and our 24-hour high was there because of the news. And now, will I be open to the possibility of going long? Yes, I will. Because again, if they print another red bar, I will be going short. We're going to need wide stops today. A lot of volatility today. And let's switch over to the regular sessions chart so we can see the gap. All right, so gap down for the moving average here. That's all our pre-market drawings there, which are going to stay there because they're relevant. But we got to see what happens here. I mean, if we get a second red bar, I'll be going short with a stop above here. It's very easy for us to get excited, right? It's very easy for us to get excited when we're trading because we see all this and we saw that big move down pre-market and we want to be in, but we have to wait for our setups. So far there was this red candle, but look how much wick is on there. I mean, 41.14 to 41.22 just in wick. So, and now let's see what happens here. I mean, if they put in a green bar here, well, it's not that strong of a downtrend, right? That's why I'm waiting, is because I want to see. That doesn't mean they're going to go long, but or if this bar, so this is what would get me short. If this bar reverses down and turns into a red bar, closing at its lows in the next 2 minutes, I will get short. Right? So far, the buyers tried up there, they failed. So let's see what happens when it comes down here. Look at the 1 minute chart just for a little bit more granularity with that. Let's see what we got here. So on a 1 minute, you're seeing a reversal up. So does that mean anything yet? No. We're just observing. We're about to close in here on the first 10 minutes, but so far this could easily be move down, move back up, and come back down. So in other words, if we do see that on the 5 minute chart, and we do see a 2 consecutive red bars, as long as it's a decent looking red bar. We have a minute left here. All right, so far we had red candle, big wick, green candle, green candle. So let's see what happens here. So so far it looks like a range-bound market. So that's what we're seeing so far. And guess what? It could change at any moment, but we know yesterday we had a big uptrend. Let's measure this. So yesterday's, I believe that was the 50%. But let's take a look here. So the low was there on yesterday. The high was there. Okay, so the 50%. So that was 50%. So we went past that. We came all the way down here. Not that I look at Fibonacci's, but it looks like that 50% is not really important at this point. Now they failed up there. They tried. So again, this looks like a range-bound market so far. Range-bound market so far. Let's get rid of that. We don't need that. But what do we know? We know that they're failing up here. There's a lot of pre-market resistance up there as well. But we don't see convincing bear bars just yet. Here's the low. I did a lesson this weekend about looking at your P&L in terms of basis points. And I think it was really good, and we got good feedback on it. And we were talking about over the weekend is when we look at our profit and losses, instead of looking at it in dollar terms, we look at it in terms of percentage of equity and more specifically basis points. So we had a whole conversation on how to do it, how to look at it, and really how to help your psychology, because as you know, every day we talk about the same thing, which is psychology. And we're human, so we're gonna be in good psychological states, we're gonna be in bad psychological states, we're gonna have life is gonna happen to us. So in the meantime, we have to, so now at this point, it looks like they're going to go close the gap, which is, I mean, actually it's all the way up here. So that's still a 41, but it looks like they're gunning for it. We'll see what happens. So, I mean, now at this point, with all the bearishness pre-market, now all of a sudden the bullish case is starting to emerge, right? So let's see. Let's see what happens. So here we go. We're at bar number 4, and I mean, this reversed pretty strongly off the bottom, but I mean, we had this big uptrend yesterday, so this is where the trading range was yesterday. So there's a lot of resistance up here, and after the big move yesterday, I'm context wise not thinking that I want to be going long just yet, because really I have to see how it reacts up here. So for now, I mean, I wouldn't be against the bear case, but I'm not just going to short up here because I'm saying that. What I want to see is, first of all, stop going up on the bearish case. Stop going up. And then from there, and trying to go up again and failing, and trying to go up and failing. And then if I see that, then I'll be considering a short. But right now, if this is going to keep going up as of this point, I mean, this is not an area where I want to initiate a long. And this is strong price action off the bottom, but in context, we're in the middle of yesterday's, where the range ended up yesterday after the big run up. Market often consolidates into a trading range. So this is our trading range from yesterday, right? So, and the market knows that, because look, this is where it's stopping. So, yeah, I mean, right now, again, what if it goes up? And yeah, I mean, if it starts having, at this point, if it starts breaking above resistance, and then I'm going to have to get long up here. But it's weird to sound that why not just get long here? Well, because the market still hasn't told me what it wants to do up here, and I didn't have a spot to get in long here, so I'm going to have to wait. So we're going to just wait with that, and we're going to see what happens up here at yesterday's highs. Let's see how this reacts to yesterday's highs. Bar number 5. So this is now 1, 2, 3, 4 consecutive green bars. This one is much smaller. It looks like we're running out of steam, but that doesn't mean anything because right now, if we put in, because it looks like it wants to break that resistance. Now, what we have to look at is the reaction to this. Not that there is resistance, we know that, but what we're going to be looking at very closely here is the reaction to the resistance. And a better way to look at that is looking at the 1 minute chart gives us a lot more detail. So far, it looks like the buyers want to get above it, but there may be sellers, somewhere above here. It doesn't have to be right to the tick. So right now, the buyers are trying to see if they could find buyers, real buyers above this. And so far, they look to be successful. So I would be interested in a long above here, but I also could see this as a rejection up here. We don't know what's going to happen yet. So here now they're selling it. So we'll see. We're at an inflection point. I like to take trades from inflection points because this is where the market moves from. So let's see what happens. This could be ultimately a swift rejection down, or it could be a continuation up, and we get paid to trade in this area right here, which we call the inflection points. And why are we at an inflection point? Well, we had a big up day yesterday, then we consolidated, and now we're at the upper end of yesterday's consolidation. So this is an area where there were sellers yesterday. Are those sellers going to be there again today for a move down, or are the buyers going to take control and have another uptrending day? We're going to find out here in a little bit. See, we're looking at it on the 1 minute chart. Get a little bit more granular. I mean, this is hesitating here. To be expected is because this is where the sellers would potentially be, but also this is where the buyers would potentially be. So looks like so far the buyers are winning. So far the buyers are winning.